Let all cats old enough to catch their own prey gather here beneath the tall rock or whatever it's called for a clan meeting.
Miouooo, I'm Simon.
I'm Evelyn.
And I'm Estrella.
Today we're going to be discussing Tallstar's Revenge, chapters 11, 12, and 13.
And don't forget that spoilers are fun. That's our spoiler policy. So I actually do a follow-up from episode 24.
Episode 24?
Yeah, somebody left a comment on the YouTube video for episode 24 one day ago that says, "What is that image? Ellipses." The answer is that it's Misty's vomit.
Oh no! I wonder who left that comment.
Oh, I don't know.
Wow, what a terrible picture.
Yeah, I guess that's one way to get engagement.
Yeah, we got a comment.
And then we had a ton of stuff that I wrote down for Fandom News. Did either of you have anything?
No.
No.
I don't get that part ready.
I guess not.
Even though I should.
I know the clan gen thing has been pretty big lately. It's an application that you can download onto your computer, and basically like you have a clan and you can name it and pick different cats and pick mates for the cats and stuff like that. So I made Homeopathy Clan.
Wonderful.
I have 8 cats, and I don't get to choose their names, I don't think. It looks like they're all just random.
Oh man, that's too bad because you could name them like different remedies,
I could.
like a podium paw.
But like my leader is Bramblestar, which like really my leader is named Bramblestar.
What? How is that possible?
I know.
Huh.
It says is acting commanding towards Skippaw, and then other descriptors: male, leader, elder, cold, great teacher. Sounds like a homeopathy rubric.
It does! Oh my gosh. So is it fun?
I mean, sure, yeah. It says eyes yellow, pelt 2 color, fur length medium, parents unknown, and 142 moons.
Wow,
And I
so
can pick a mate for Bramblestar. And I only have one option, which is Deep Thorn.
deep?
This pair will not be able to have kittens because I think they're too old, but there we go.
Wonderful. Oh, it's as easy as that.
Yeah.
You put that on the list. I thought it was like Clangen.
I was like, I have no idea what this is.
What's
character.ai?
I've just been seeing all these posts lately. I guess there's this character.ai thing that people have been using for various things. It's not just a warriors thing. I guess you can use it for warriors. So I just thought I'd mention it, but I haven't really looked into it much. Like I saw a bunch of posts like talking to a Firestar bot. So like you say something and then it answers as if it's Firestar. Like Bowser is a character. Elon Musk is a character.
I'm seeing a lot of Elon Musk.
Yeah, kind of makes sense these days. But you actually have to like log in, so I didn't do that. Maybe next time. Also, HarperCollins workers going on strike. Apparently, in the U.S., unionized workers for HarperCollins are going on strike. Oh wait, I don't actually care about all this. This looks boring. But anyways, they're going on strike. That's irrelevant to Warriors.
It also was over a month ago.
Yeah, well, we were gonna record like a month ago. Oops.
And then we all forgot.
Yeah. Well, maybe if we were a better podcast, we'd have more to say on all these items. Shall we move on?
Mm-hmm. Zelda gave an excited little bounce. Oh, I love feasts. When I lived with my housefolk, they had feasts sometimes, with scraps of all different kinds of food. They played a game with me. They put my feast into the garbage can, and I had to hunt for it. It was fun. That's from Shattered Sky, Chapter 9.
I love this so much.
It's so sad.
This is actually the reason that I've started calling my dinner feasts.
Oh yeah, and then like whenever we play Chopped, we'll just call it a feast a lot.
Yeah.
Even though it's not that kind of feast.
It's not a garbage can feast.
No.
It'd be a fun twist.
Yeah. I love that Zelda calls it a garbage can, but still thinks that it's a feast. Even though it's garbage.
Yeah, does she know what garbage is?
Yeah.
Somehow she just knows it's called the garbage can. Ready to move on to the main thing?
Yes, our very descriptive summaries.
Yeah, great job.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Well, here we go. Chapter 11. Our summary is gathering.
I don't remember why I didn't have anything else to say about that. Oh, the wiki summary is so long!
Oh my god! It just keeps going.
Yeah. It's
Basically
like
the chapter.
2 pages. Yeah. Wind Clan is about to leave for a gathering.
Runners and tunnelers argue about the usefulness of the tunnel. Reed Feather comments that the tunnels can be used for more than just wars, which makes Tallpaw suspicious.
Pawpaw feels bad about quarreling with his father, then wonders why his father is so obsessed with him being a tunneler. Pawpaw feels like a traitor.
Truepaw once again insists that Tallpaw was supposed to be a tunneler.
Tallpaw remembers earlier in the day when Heatherstar had convinced Hickory Nose, who, though very reluctant, agreed to go to the gathering.
Cloudrunner and Hickory Nose continue to bicker about the new tunnel. Stagleap comments that Tallpaw helped dig it, making the young black and white apprentice feel bad all over again about Sandgorse obsessing over him being a tunneler.
The cats head to the gathering, but not before Truepaw bullies Tallpaw again.
Stock, Dowspring, and Stagleap are all excited for their first gathering as warriors. Dowspring offers to race Tallpaw, but he declines, feeling depressed about Sandgorse.
Tallpaw explains his troubles to his mentor, who does her best to comfort him. He wonders if he really should be a tunneler.
The cats arrive at 4 trees. Dowspring points out the Great Rock.
ThunderClan arrives, including Pine Star, Sunfall, and Goosefeather.
ShadowClan arrives, including Cedar Star and Stonetooth.
Whiteberry greets Littlebird and Mumblefoot.
Tallpaw hears Shrewpaw talking to some apprentices from other clans, including Moonpaw and Blizzardpaw. They start squabbling, and Hawkheart asks Stormtail if ThunderClan can control their apprentices.
Dowspring and Stagleap go to greet Nettlepaw.
RiverClan arrive, including Hailstar.
Including Hailstar. I get a long one. The clan leaders share news. Cedar Star ShadowClan shares that 3 kits were born to Silverflame. Pine Star mentions some trouble with dogs, but it was easily resolved. Hailstar states RiverClan has had more than enough fish. While the clan leaders were talking, Tallpaw sees Reed Feather with Fallowtail, though the latter is unnamed. He is surprised by how close they seem.
Featherstar announces Tallpaw, the newest apprentice, and the other clans chant his name.
Stagleap goes to greet Shimmerpelt, a she-cat from RiverClan, who he has a crush on.
Dawnstrike introduces Tallpaw to some ShadowClan apprentices, Frogpaw, Newtpaw, and Ashpaw. Tallstar doesn't know what to think of them. Stripe explains it's extremely helpful to know your enemy, such as their scent.
The cats head back to Wind Clan camp.
The Greenleaf visitors have arrived. Period.
Okay. That was so long.
That was a
like
horrible summary.
it was as long as the actual chapter.
Is this the one where the first chapter is like crazy long and then the other ones are just normal?
I think so, but also I feel that way every time.
Yeah, but I feel like we all commented on it this time. I don't know, I haven't read this since November 13th. Oh, it's exactly a month.
Yeah.
It's exactly a month ago that we were going to do this.
Oh my god. But like seriously, do we really need that Whiteberry greets Littlebird and Mumblefoot, or that RiverClan arrives, including Hailstar?
I like that we know that he's depressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. That summary was like included way too many little details.
There were also a lot that could have been merged, like the last two. Where we left off was that the tunnel had just collapsed and stuff. And then the very first words of this chapter, Estrella.
I mean, it starts, when can we start using the tunnel? The previous, it just collapsed. It just happened. Why are we already talking about this?
Yeah.
There'll be a moment to breathe.
Can we have some time for grieving? You know what? It literally didn't just collapse. I just realized. This is like a different time.
Have we moved on in time?
I guess, because now they're about to leave for the gathering.
It still is so soon.
I know. And like the end that chapter, and then immediately it's like, when can we start using it?
Cloud Runner Tunneler?
Yeah, I suppose that doesn't make sense.
His name does not sound like a tunneler's name.
No. I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought about at least skimming through this since it's been a month, and then I just didn't. So I don't remember what's gonna happen in here at all.
I remember it only because of the cliff notes that we just read.
Yeah. You said like how this would be his first visit to Fortrees. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know, like, they didn't go there. Like, I remember in ThunderClan, like, they'd go on their tour and then they, like, go stop by Fortrees when they're walking around the first day.
Yeah, like, do other clans not do that as part of the, like, showing them the boundaries?
I thought they did. Like, of course they went and toured their own territory. And saw Fortrees.
I feel like I remember them just, like, looking down on Fortrees.
Yeah, this is just not true. I think.
I mean, we haven't seen it happen.
I don't know. See, it's a good route down to the gorge. Quicker for getting to RiverClan territory. As if you can get to RiverClan territory by going in the river.
Yeah,
Drowning.
like, you have to swim across the rapidly running river.
Like, okay, you're in RiverClan territory. Congratulations.
You're all gonna die before you interact with RiverClan.
Yeah.
Cloudrunner is like, ugh, the clans haven't been at war in moons. Which he says it like it's a long time, but that's really not a long time to not have a war.
War is not the only connection between us.
Yeah. But I also feel like in these earlier books, there's not a lot of connections between the clans. Like, they don't interact as much as they do later on. I feel like these days, it's like they're just constantly stopping by for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Just to say hey.
I mean, basically, yeah.
Just to ask for some lungwort.
Yeah.
Sounds like you could use a little lungwort there, Simon.
I could. I did contract COVID, and I'm still coughing. Shall we move on to the next note here?
I mean, it's my note, and it just is after. Is it Tallpaw? Yes, says Sandgorse respects what I want. He definitely does not do that. I mean, it does afterwards say if only it were true, but just yep.
And
He
it's
doesn't.
obvious to the entire clan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why Shrewpaw finds it so easy to make fun of him.
Mm-hmm.
Or Tallpaw.
So I guess the Tolerers don't really want to go, but Heatherstar is trying to get some of them to come, saying that the whole clan should be represented. And Hickory Nose grunts, the other clans don't know a tunneler from a moor runner.
They
Which
don't.
I highlighted a month ago, so I don't really remember why, but maybe it was because all the dirt in their claws and stuff.
But it's also just, it's supposed to be secret for whatever reason.
Exactly.
So, like,
So that was probably it.
you don't want them to know.
Yeah.
Mm.
What's the logic here?
Yeah, the whole clan should be represented in secret.
I like the gatherings
Yeah.
aren't for sharing gossip. Because, I mean, they are.
They literally are.
Well, Woolly Tail says, yeah, the clans are just there to spy on one another. And then he
Pretty
returned
accurate.
to washing, tugging grit from between his claws.
I also highlighted this passage when Topaz remembering the tunnel collapse. He remembered how terrified he'd been with the river roaring at his tail like an angry swarm of bees. And this is pretty terrible.
Yeah, I think we both just highlighted the same thing, but you highlighted it at the beginning and I highlighted it at the end.
Yeah.
Just no adults stopping bullying that happens directly in front of them.
Yeah. Palebird wishes Tallpaw good luck. She nodded at him. Good luck, Tallpaw. Good luck, Tallpaw, Shrewpaw mimicked. And then Barkpaw's like, leave him alone, it's his first gathering. And then Shrewpaw's like, poor little Wormpaw has to go without his mother.
Yeah,
And then all Donstar does is nose her apprentice away from Shrewpaw.
it's like, come on. Like, that feels like something that, like, somebody else, his, like, Tallpaw's age would do. Of, like, just get him to move on. Not
Right.
somebody who's in charge. Say something.
Yeah.
Dawnstripe is not doing enough. Not doing anything.
No. I mean, by not doing anything, you're condoning the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
No wonder Tallpaw is so depressed on his way to the gathering.
Yeah. I mean, I would be too. Like, the whole clan doesn't care about me.
Yeah, I mean, just nobody other than Barkpaw. Nobody has really shown any affection or care for this poor cat.
Yeah. Especially his own parents. So what do we think of this? Tallpaw asks what's Fortrees like, and Stagleaf says weird.
And then he asks how, and he just says, you'll see.
Yeah. Is it weird? I don't think it's weird.
I don't think it's that
Amazing.
Yeah. It's cool.
I guess the weird part is how there's a bunch of other cats there. The gathering is weird. I don't know if Fortrees itself is that weird.
Yeah. I do wonder, like, what is the author thinking when writing that? Is she actually thinking, like, that the gathering is weird, but just kind of wrote it weird? Weird. Or is that just, like, not make sense? Like, why would the Fortrees be weird?
Yeah. Maybe Stagleaf just didn't feel like putting in a real response.
Yeah. So Dawnstripe is giving Tallpaw some advice about the situation with his parents and says it's going to take Sandgorse time to accept that you want to be a moor runner. Again, with the parallels.
Yeah, it's just like, I mean, Sandgorse isn't even trying to accept anything.
It's not going to take time. It's not going to take anything.
No, it's not gonna happen.
It's not going to happen. Evelyn, I guess you highlighted this in scarlet red.
What did I highlight that for? You can't change the way he feels. The
I
only
don't
thing
know.
you can change is how you feel. Oh, I think I highlighted that because I don't agree that. I don't think it's fair to say, Papa, just stop feeling that way. You can't really change how you feel.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean,
What you
Yeah.
can do is acknowledge how you feel and then figure out what to do
Yeah.
about it and how you want to live your life.
like, Papa's father being really bad. Is Tallpaw just supposed to, like, be okay with that?
And yet you can't change how you feel. Like, that's not how feelings work.
No.
Yeah. So that's why I highlighted that.
Overall, as far as advice from her goes, I think it's not so bad in this section. But, like, why doesn't she speak like this publicly? Why is she only saying this in a private conversation? Why isn't she sticking up for her apprentice in front of the rest of the clan?
Yeah, there's some really weird stuff going on in Wind Clan.
The culture is literally so toxic.
It's so bad. I'm also just like, what's going on with the rest of the cat? Like, are they just chilling, vibing, being normal? And then it's just like a horrible situation happening here.
The other apprentices seem pretty normal.
I mean, I
There
guess
doesn't
it's
seem to be
also
anything
there
notable
is
going on.
there's a toxic culture being built upon the different sort of systems of doing things.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Shrewpaw is clearly pretty messed up too. We don't know why.
What's his deal?
Yeah, we see him lashing out and bullying, but we also don't really see any. Like, what do we see of Shrewpaw that is sympathetic?
I think that there's that thing. I feel like I might have talked about this already. There's like when spoilers, but when Tawpaw leaves, Shrewpaw is one of the cats who like wishes him well.
Hmm.
Weird moment for them.
Yeah, there was some weird stuff like that at the end.
Right.
Really makes you think.
It's something.
Mm-hmm.
That was so fun. That's spoiler. I just had fun.
Good.
Spoilers better be fun.
Yes, it better be. Otherwise, we're gonna have to change our spoiler policy. Okay, next.
Next. Ooh, is it mine?
Yes, nobody else
Yeah.
does this.
Talpa tensed as he felt the ground tremble. Was the great rock alive? Because the cats approaching were so heavy that they were making the ground shake.
Why would you think that?
Don't know.
Was the great rock alive? Well, the answer was no. The ground was shaking because of how heavy ThunderClan walks.
Yes, and he'd never
Yeah.
seen such huge cats, wide-shouldered and stocky, with long fur and sharp claws that glinted at the ends of their toes. When have we ever gotten any indication that ThunderClan is huge?
They're actually
Not that I know of.
they bobcats.
Just like, I don't feel like this has ever come up before, that they're maybe significantly bigger than other cats.
It seems unrealistic.
Wind Clan is literally starving. So is ShadowClan. The ThunderClan is just regular cats.
Then what's River Clan?
Like, they have like sleek swimmers' bodies.
This was funny. This conversation between Hawkheart and Goosefeather.
I liked this.
It's quite fun.
Have you killed anyone recently, you old herb muddler? Hawkheart joked. Goosefeather snorted, not on purpose.
See, this was very funny.
I feel like the relationships between different clans of medicine cats are usually by far the most interesting thing.
I concur.
It's just like they like get to know each other and get comfortable with each other in a way that the warriors are not allowed to.
It's true.
So Tallpaw says, is it okay to talk to the other clans? And Spring reminds him, so long as the clouds don't cross the moon. If they do, StarClan is warning us that the truce is over.
What happens if they're just like having a chill gathering and it's cloudy all of a sudden? Like, what do they think is happening? What do they think they
work
said
like that.
StarClan.
The weather always matches the mood of the story.
I didn't really realize that StarClan's saying the truce is over. Like, that makes it sound like StarClan's like, okay, kill each other now.
I thought it was just that they were angry and wanted them to like stop fighting. That was a reminder that the truce is active.
Nope, the truce quits. It's over. You can fight now.
And Stagleap adds, be careful what you say. If you say too much, you might give away Wind Clan's secrets.
And if you say too little, the other clans will accuse you of being hostile. That's never happened before.
Yeah, they're really overthinking these things. Like, just be normal and talk to people.
It's not like the other clans are gonna ask, like, oh, got any tunnels over there?
Yeah.
I mean, they might because they're covered in dirt.
Yeah.
They might be like, what happened to you? Why are you gross?
Yeah. And anytime they go to the Moonstone, they can just see the tunnels, probably.
Shush!
If I was in another clan, I would love to say that.
At this point, just see them peeking out from across the river.
Yeah.
So remember when ThunderClan came and it was like a stampede of elephants shaking the ground? Now ShadowClan's coming. Bushes on the slopes stayed almost silent as shadows moved between them. These cats hardly rippled a leaf as they slunk into the hollow, silent as prey.
I don't feel like prey is known for being silent. I guess once it's dead. What it means?
Yeah.
Pretty cool entrance, huh?
Yeah, but why is it so different? I don't understand.
Because they
Why do they specifically smell like dank moss?
I didn't used to like ShadowClan, but now they're really cool.
Yeah, sure. Dead shadow cats.
No one could find the scent of the wind odd.
I mean, depends what's on the wind. And Wind Clan doesn't smell like wind, like the wind.
No, I was thinking that they smell like heather all the time. Yeah. There is like an established thing.
Rabbits.
They smell like heather. Like rabbits.
This was hilarious. This part. Absolutely hilarious.
You have a little bird. Who are we talking about? Whiteberry says, little bird. You haven't missed a gathering in moons. Come to gossip, eh? Just.
She says,
they're not for gossip.
Of course.
Yeah.
Kicked out. He's not allowed to come to gatherings anymore because they're not for gossip.
What do we think the type of berry is that white berry is? If it's a white berry.
Those weird berries that look like eyes. I think they're called doll's eyes or something like that. Let's see if I
don't know them.
Neither do I.
Oh, I've seen those. Yeah, okay.
Alright.
White baneberry.
They don't have
Those are like actually white. I was thinking of like there's some white mulberries and white currants, but they're not really white like that.
I was thinking of just like berries that aren't like done yet. You know, like a little bud.
Yeah.
Could be a berry covered in snow.
It could be. Truepaw is gossiping. Not gossiping. He's just talking with other apprentices. He says, of course, I am the fastest apprentice, which is definitely not true.
No, but it's nice to brag.
Yeah.
A tang that tasted of rancid water was drifting into the hollow. Sorry, we're late. Oh, because River Clan.
Because River Clan.
River Clan.
Why is it rancid?
I know, it's fresh. It's
I know.
fresh water. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Rancid water. Sorry, we're late.
Yeah.
I feel like from these introductions of these other clans, you can tell which clan is like the main clan in the other books. The ThunderClan one is just like, they were so big and strong and seemed so cool. And the ShadowClan is like, they remind me of dead people. The River Clan's like, they smell like rotten water.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder which one. The main one.
Alpa kept close to the pale gray warriors, whiskers brushing pelts as they weaved between the clans. Flattened his ears, trying not to breathe too deeply amid the jumble of scents. I know what this was. Because it reminds me of my hubobophobia.
What?
It is.
Yeah, it's literally that. Like, I would hate situations like with a lot of crowds and people only for that reason.
The jumble of scents.
I mean, pretty much. Not quite, but pretty much.
Funny about a hubobophobia, when you Google hubobophobia, there's one result.
Wait, there is? I need to... Really?
And it's from answers.com.
Really?
How are we spelling this?
Hubobo.
It's all about homophobia. There's...
Well, yeah, that's why I'm confused. I tried to sound it out myself, and it's just like, do you mean homophobia? I know what that is.
Yeah.
You have to actually select that you meant hubobophobia.
No, there was nothing. They didn't find any... I think I spelled it wrong.
I actually can't, when I go to the answers.com website, I can't actually see
Oh my god! What?
where it says hubobophobia.
What? Yes, answers.com! What is the name of fear of being breathed on? Hubobophobia.
Wait, what?
I mean, I feel like it's not actually true because why is this the only result on the entire internet?
I'm also how are we spelling this? Spell it again.
Hubobophobia.
That's what I did. I'm getting an answers.com answer too, but it's what is the name of the fear of being hung?
That's what it's in.
Well, that's what
it's in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can see what is the name of fear being breathed on, in the results. It says hubobophobia, but then when you click on it, I can't actually find that.
I'm not seeing that part. I'm just looking at what is the name of the fear of being hung?
Very interesting. See, I'm not the only one out there.
Yeah, very.
Anyway.
I wonder what happens if you search fear of being breathed on.
Oh. Okay, we're not done with this yet.
Phobophobia? Oh no, it's being unable to breathe.
Well, there's anemophobia, the fear of air. And there's, why do I have a fear of inhaling the air that other people breathe? The fear of inhaling other people's air is irrational. Oh my god! I've just been anti-validated. Some people have a fear of breathing in used air. Oh my gosh, I feel so validated. What is this phobia called?
I've just found another one that's like, this is just rude. It's I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but it says, is an abnormal, persistent, irrational fear of failure.
Oh no! What?
Don't be so rude.
You mean irrational?
That's making it worse, I think.
I don't know. I don't kind of have that one. It depends.
This one says an abnormal fear of battle or war or being physically injured during activities like sports. That feels like two separate things.
Yeah.
Anemophobia sometimes called anchreophobia, is a small term that encompasses a wide variety of air-related phobias. People are afraid of drafts, others of gusty winds, some fear following air. Mild or severe and is often life-limiting. Oh.
Maybe that.
But it kind of related. On the other hand, I really like air. Especially tornadoes.
Well, to quote Camille from Dance Moms, you've just been diagnosed.
Wow.
Anyways, were we done with the whole breathing too deeply amid the jumble of scents?
Yes. Moving on.
So, as the ThunderClan leader began to speak, his clanmates shifted below, fluffing out their fur. Why are they so pleased with themselves? Tallpaw wondered. They lived in a forest, hiding like prey among the trees. No clan lived like Wind Clan on top of the whole world, close to the sky with their tails in the wind. I just thought it was kind of a juvenile thing to think.
And just imagine putting Tallpaw in the forest. He would be really scared of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, also, if he feels that way about the forest, it really highlights how much he doesn't like being underground.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And then Heatherstar mentions that they have a new apprentice, Tallpaw. He gets cheered for. Never happened at his own ceremony. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Tallpaw. See, the rest of the clans celebrate him more than his own clan. Like,
That's why he has to dramatically run away.
Mm-hmm. So, Evelyn, when you just said that was interesting, you were like, Tallpaw. In my mind, I've always just thought they were like, Tallpaw.
oh,
What do you think is strange?
Oh, I've always thought of it the way that Evelyn just said it.
oh yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know.
It might also
That's just the way I've
depend
always
on
thought of it.
the amount of syllables.
I guess I've thought about it too. Like, are they just Tallpaw? I have thought about that, but this comes out as kind of a chant.
If it's somebody like Hickory Nose, that's a lot harder to do with the chant.
Yeah. I mean, that's hard to just. That's not a very catchy thing to be
No.
shouting.
Okay, so this is very interesting here. Heatherstar is speaking, and then Tallpaw leaned forward, waiting for her to announce Wind Clan's greatest achievement, the tunnel leading to the gorge. But she doesn't do that, of course. So, like, does he not realize they're a secret?
I feel like he definitely knows that they're secret.
The whole point is like strategy, and can he not know?
And, like, why is he allowed to go to, like, I feel like if there's such a big secret, like, be really clear with every apprentice. Like, don't mention the tunnels.
Yeah.
And then,
It's worse.
I love this interaction so much.
Did the
yeah.
whole thing.
Is that it? Tallpaw blinked up at the Great Rock. Isn't Heatherstar going to mention the tunnel? Stagleap stared at him. Why should she? It's just a tunnel. The other clans wouldn't understand. We never tell them about our tunnels. Ryestock flicked her tail.
This is hilarious.
Love it.
But the reason that they're not telling it isn't because it's like top secret, but because it's boring.
No. Yeah, not because it's a battle strategy. It's just because they wouldn't understand.
We're not like other clans.
No, they're like an angsty teen.
And also, like, shut up. Everybody can hear you.
Still right there.
Now it's
Why
not a
is-
secret.
Yeah, like, that's it. Years and years of keeping it a secret, all wasted because for sure other casters hurt you.
Paw's like, I keep it a secret if the aim of a gathering was to make the other clans think Wind Clan was as strong as they could possibly be. And Cloud Runners, like, the tunnels give us a tactical advantage. It's best we don't share news about them with the other clans. Yeah.
It's best? What do you mean it's best? Why not, like, shut up? How are you so stupid? Like, this is literally our biggest secret.
Crazy. And just wanted to point out Dawnstripe and Appledon purring loudly. Dawnstripe and Appledon? Appledon and Dawnstripe? Appledonstripe?
Dawnstripe.
Yeah. I love when
Yeah.
that happens.
So, Appledon?
No, what is that? Those have nothing to do with each other.
Also, just like apple. I never like, do they have apple trees there?
There's always Orchard Clan.
Oh, it just makes me think of Applejack.
They can eat apples.
Hmm.
Right, that's what I want. I want that in Warriors. That's something we don't really actually see them do much. Eat, not prey items.
Yeah, and it can happen. Like, we had a stray cat in the barn once who would eat sweet potatoes and other
He
vegetables.
ate all the tomatoes, peppers. Yeah. He barely ate any meat. One time, he killed one of our baby chicks and didn't eat it.
So rude.
Oh no.
Oh, here, he smells like heather. See, not like the wind.
Yeah. And he thinks that is it ShadowClan smells like nettles?
I think it's ShadowClan.
Nettles smell good though.
They do, but it's also not what they smelled like when they came in.
Yeah.
Theirs smells good too.
I don't think rancid water
No.
smells good though. Which also, like, what do you mean rancid? Is it oily? Is that why it's
Or, like,
rancid?
I think I'm thinking of like stagnant water. That'll get stinky.
Could have algae in it. But the river is like, it's so clean.
It's gotta have little like pools, you know.
I guess so. Maybe they just mean like fish. Like it smells like rotting fish.
I mean, yeah, that is often what I think they say they smell like too.
Yeah, that's usually what it is.
Just wanted to switch things up a little.
You're just making up new stuff for this.
So they're leaving, and Tallpaw was self-conscious and is asking why Dawnstripe introduced him to the ShadowClan apprentices. Dawnstripe says, "Know your enemy. If you meet them in battle, you'll recognize their scent and their strength."
He also seems to think that the 3 apprentices smell different from the rest of their clan, which is interesting, and
Yeah.
I wonder why. He says Tallpaw wasn't convinced he'd be able to tell the 3 apprentices apart from their smelly clanmates. So just those 3 apprentices smell like nettles, and the other ones smell like pine sap and dank moss.
And I don't see how this is an advantage at all. Like, okay, you've met these cats before. You're not practicing battle boosts with them.
Yeah, you're not like seeing how strong. I mean, you're seeing how strong and wonderful ThunderClan is. Because they're so big and muscular.
I love how this really is like getting into the whole gatherings are just for clans to spy on each other.
For sure.
Yeah, Heather Star's whole thing is like she has not set the culture in her clan successfully.
That Tallpaw uses the word nor.
Oh, I love that.
Can
So
we go
dramatic.
through these? Like, what? Can we go through what he thinks of each apprentice?
Yeah.
Paw thinks he looked at me as if he was trying to work out how strong I was. Ashpaw, not shy. Or is her sister. You have a scent to them then, Dawnstripe says. And she says, when battle comes, it will help, I promise. How it's gonna help?
I don't agree. Yeah. Well, the visitors are here.
I get back to camp and they're here. The visitors, they've come at last. The visitors that none of the apprentices are supposed to know about.
Yet another Wind Clan secret.
I have a lot of those.
Wow, that took a while. We've been like recording for an hour.
There's only one chapter.
That first chapter is so long, and then the rest of them. I think there's 9 more pages for the next 2 chapters.
Yeah, they're really short. They're
And
short.
even the summaries that'll go way too into detail are pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 12. Summary. Visitors.
Great summary.
Really gets into the nitty-gritty of it all.
And the wiki summary is shorter for this one, though.
The visitors and WindClan cats greet each other.
Bess, Algernon, Sparrow, Mole, and Rena are introduced.
Wee Hen is mentioned to have died.
Oh, rip. Sad
Not
unicorn
Wee
noises.
Hen!
Tallpaw comments on their weird names. Palebird explains some of them were named by two legs. They were born kitty pets.
Tallpaw notes that there are other clan cats who don't like the visitors.
The clan cats and rogues prepare to rest for the night. Pawpaw offers Rena a place in the apprentice's den. She accidentally calls him Tall. He hopes she doesn't call Shrewpaw Shrew.
Shrewpaw is hostile towards Rena. Rena casually flirts with Tallpaw, and he thinks it might be nice having visitors after all.
See, this is kind of what I mean. We're like, Paw has beef. Not had problems with anybody else. And now suddenly there's a cat coming and flirting with Tallpaw. And Shrewpaw has
Mhm.
a problem with them. It's just like,
Yeah,
okay,
true.
what's going on here, buddy?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Shrewpaw is snatching sniffs of the newcomers. Red Claw.
I like just
Yeah.
the out of snatching sniffs. It's really good.
Red Claw blocked his path. There are guests, not prey. Treat them with respect, he says.
Aren't we supposed to respect your prey?
That's why I
That's what I
highlighted
was
it.
thinking.
That's part of the warrior code. You have to do that.
This is what I'm talking about. They're constantly, not constantly, but I've seen a lot of disrespect towards the prey. They're always comparing prey to something worthless.
So, yeah, I guess the clan doesn't talk about them when they're gone because it might look bad to the other clans. But the clan doesn't make sure to let the apprentices know not to talk about the tunnels. What's up with that?
Simply not enough communication going on among WindClan cats.
Yeah, they just need to have like one big meeting where it's just like, okay, here's what's going on, everybody.
Yeah. I think it's nice that they get these visitors, though, and share food and stories, as Redclaw says.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have what's probably the saddest part of the book.
Of course.
Heatherstar is talking to Bess. Where's Wee Hen? Bess shook her head. 'Twas a hard, cold season, she meowed softly, but she died warm and full fed.
No! Not Wee Hen.
Also, we've got Nor and Twas in the past.
That twas
Yeah.
was really hard to take.
Also, what killed Wee Hen?
She was just old.
She was warm and full
Old
fed.
age.
Like,
Old age, old age, old age.
if it, like, because twas a hard cold season, and would imply that she died because she was not warm and or full fed. So if she was warm and full fed, what did the cold season have to do with anything?
Good point. Good
This is
point.
suspicious.
Yeah, what happened?
What is the
for
truth
Wee
here?
Hen. What happened to her?
Think further
Yeah,
investigation.
this is a case for the
This is
FBI.
required.
Or was it a hard cold season just because they lost Wee Hen? The
Maybe.
rest of it was simple.
Maybe we need an exclusive interview with Aaron Hunter.
Yeah, I demand to know what happened to Wee Hen.
I wonder if they're like active on Twitter. Like, how can we? Because like I need to know.
Wee Hen conspiracy theories. So what kind of accent or what kind of region are these cats from? Because like my tails and whiskers, Rena says, like what are they like where do you what is all this?
Oh my tails!
There's only one tail. I misspoke. Oh my tail and whiskers.
Oh.
But who says that, you know? Do you have any idea?
It's like an olden time like country person.
Kind of what I was thinking.
What it makes me think of.
The whole and the twas? Well, I'm Rena, and I'd be honored to touch noses with you.
That's a great quote. We should add that to the list of quotes.
It's really good.
Wow, not a lot of notes here.
They're just
I mean, do we want to say anything
catching
about the
up
rest?
with the visitors. Not everyone wants them here. Oh, Hickory Nose and Woolly Tail, so the tunnelers don't want them here.
Interesting.
Why
I wonder why.
is Tallpaw worried about Rena calling Shrewpaw Shrew?
I think it's a joke. Rena had better not try to call him Shrew because Shrewpaw will like claw Rena or something.
Yeah, I did take it as a joke too. Like, I hope she did, because that would be very funny.
So funny.
But...
Shrew. See, that's what I was saying about Shrew being an animal that tunnels through the dirt.
Why does it just say pretend you're an egg? What?
I know. The whole thing that Rena says here is so funny. We're only rogues till you get to know us. Until then, why don't you pretend I'm a little old egg just waiting to hatch and keep your claws sheathed? No sense in killing prey before it's worth eating.
Ow! I think they are from the country. Ready for the next chapter?
Yeah. Excited to read the summary.
I'm sorry they were so short this time.
Chapter 13. The summary is nothing.
Summary is long, though. Longer than the chapter 12 summary. Not long.
It's still pretty short.
Okay. Rena is doing a training session with Tallpaw. She accidentally calls him Tall again.
The trio hunts a rabbit. Wait a second! It goes... I don't think that typos are this funny, but whenever I see one, it makes me laugh way too hard. The trio hunts a rabbit. It goes, does a hole, and Woolly Tail comes out. I love that part, actually.
It's really good. Woolly Tail casually mentions the tunnel flooded while Tallpaw was helping underground. Dawnstripe is alarmed by this. Rena is merely interested and questions why Tallpaw isn't a tunneler when both his parents are. She says Heatherstar should know about this.
Dawnstripe sends Tallpaw to Outlook Rock with Hairflight and Shrewpaw. The apprentices practice observing. Tallpaw observes a buzzard teaching its fledglings to fly, which impresses Hairflight.
The cats return to Wind Clan camp. Sees the leader and deputy and some of the tunnelers gathered.
Paw and Rena share a lapwing and talk about the tunnelers.
Sandgorse furiously stomps over and angrily tells Tallpaw that the tunnel to the river has to be blocked off and abandoned, and it's all his son's fault because he was too rabbit-hearted and cowardly to be a tunneler and got a fright when his paws got wet, and now he ruined the project the tunnelers spent moons on.
Oh no!
Oh, I loved how this summer is so long. That was amazing.
I can't believe you wrote nothing.
Guess that happened then. Couldn't remember. Doesn't seem like anything new happened.
They don't even have a note for like a
Yeah.
while. They're just like hunting or
Hunting,
whatever.
and then Woolly Tail comes out of the rabbit hole.
I thought it was really funny that they didn't even realize it was a tunnel.
Just pops out of a hole in the ground.
Yeah. I did like that Tallpaw licked blood from his lips, the warm tang making his belly rumble.
Mm.
And so apparently, like the gorge tunnel is done or something. Like, is it done? Maybe we like skipped over that part
Yeah, it's done.
because now they're working on the second gorge tunnel.
Dawnstripe looked confused. Second gorge tunnel? Isn't one enough?
And then, not like the river being so unpredictable. Excuse me.
Yeah.
The river is not the problem. It's a very predictable
Yeah.
river. The river didn't change. You dug a hole into
No.
the river.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dawnstripe didn't know that the first one flooded. Like, what do you mean? Kind of flooded. And that's why they need a second tunnel.
Yeah, and then it says we dug too low the first time. The new tunnel's at the right level now, but come Leaf Bear and Snowmelt, the river's going to fill it. So we need a second one higher up. Like, isn't that just going to destroy the first tunnel? Like, why did you even build it then?
Yeah, you'd think it would erode.
Also, like, are the tunnels then like stacked on top of each other? Because that makes the bottom tunnel seem even more unstable.
They call it Wind Clan because there's wind underground too.
Mm.
Like half air.
It's like you think that the tunnelers can't be more harebrained, and then they do this. You spent all that time digging a tunnel that the river's just going to fill, and so then you're just going to build another one? How do you not know this?
And the second one's going to be even higher up, so like, the river is that flooded that it's at that level. You're just going to drown if you go out of it.
It also sounds like they're predicting what the river will do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because it's a pretty predictable river. And down here, we get Rena being confused about the tunnels. And shouldn't, like, they've been here before. Why doesn't she know that they tunnel?
I don't know. And even if she's, I don't know how old she is, but even if this is her first time, kind of like a big part of the clan.
Also, it feels like a weird enough thing that even if she hasn't been here before and she's too young, that the other cats would have mentioned it. That she's with.
Unless the other cats don't talk about where they go in the summer, just like Wind Clan doesn't talk about them.
It's a secret for them, too.
Well, Rena shudders. Do you sleep down there? Tallpaw's pelt pricked with irritation. Why was she acting like it was so creepy? It's silly because you literally think it's so creepy.
That's funny.
I mean, is it also necessarily creepy that she finds it? I think she just finds it weird.
Which it would
Maybe
She
be.
is.
Maybe she's shaking her pelt because she's thinking of all the dirt that would get in it and imagining shaking the dirt out.
Maybe she's shaking out of pure excitement because she's always wanted to live underground. You don't know her story.
Do you sleep down there in excitement and anticipation?
Yeah, maybe it's jealous rage that she's shuddering with.
Yeah. Well, Dawnstripe's gonna go tell Heatherstar about the flood.
Which should have been done immediately.
Yeah. And like it's totally reasonable to talk about the fact that there was a flood. That's just a part of it, isn't it? If it's not such a big, I mean, they're always like, oh, it's just whatever. Like they don't treat it like a big deal. So if that's really the case, like, why haven't you told anybody about it? Why are you keeping it a secret?
I literally hate Sangors. I cannot stand him. I hate Sangors.
He is
He's
like
going to the
one
dark
of
forest.
the worst cats.
Dark Forest? He is going there.
Do we know? Canonically.
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Be surprised if he went there.
I feel like I just read Squirrel Flight's Hope,
Oh, you did?
and I guess I'm gonna not be fun and not give a full spoiler, but it features a trial where two cats basically like die or almost die, and StarClan has to like debate. A committee debates and votes on whether or not they should go to StarClan or the Dark Forest.
He is canonically in StarClan, which we all should have known because he gives Telltale one of his lives.
Oh my god, yeah.
Ew.
But like, they're never as consistent because if Sandgorse is in StarClan, like,
Isn't there one cat where they like went to the Dark Forest for something like so nothing? I don't remember what I'm talking about, but I feel like there's like
yeah, there was.
Yeah, like
There's
Tiger
drama.
Star. He never deserved to be there. Oh, sorry.
I mean, we don't have any notes until the very end.
Can't even explain it. I hate Sandgorse so much.
I know.
I mean, it's not even like he's like a fun evil cat. He's just a jerk all the time.
The worst part is all the responsibility for like what to do about it goes to Tallpaw. Sandgorse is just his.
It wasn't a mistake to mention the flood. I mean, first of all, like, Toppa wasn't, like, scared about it, really. Like, he was mentioning it not because he was scared, just because he just mentioned it
It
offhand.
was Woollytail who told
It's not a
Dawnstripe
mistake.
in the first place. Tallpaw never even told
yeah.
Dawnstripe.
Yeah, because he knew that trouble would come from it. From now on, stay away from me and the tunnels. Staying away from the tunnels, you'll have to do too. Those are
Yeah,
over.
the tunnels got cancelled.
It's just so childish too, though.
I know.
Can't believe how. Yeah,
You're less mature than your like teenage son.
it's true.
Is he even a teenager yet at this point?
I don't know.
I think he just said he's been an apprentice for a moon. I think he's 7 months old.
He's really? Oh my goodness. You're right, because I just went to the gathering. He's just a kid!
Yeah. He's so small.
Yeah.
Oh,
This is abuse.
literally, yeah.
Wait, he's too rabbit-hearted to go underground.
I can't even.
The rabbits are the ones who go underground.
I know, I was just thinking that.
Well, that's kind of how the chapter ends. I think my favorite part of the episode has got to be Wee Hen.
I mean, it's also the saddest part of the episode.
Yeah, it's my favorite and least favorite part of the
Yeah.
episode. We get a Wee Hen mention, and also she died.
What else did you like? There's a lot of good part. Like, I kind of enjoyed reading these ones, except for the first one being so long.
Yeah, sure. I really liked the last point in the wiki summary for chapter 13.
It's very good. I like the near immediate contradiction of gatherings not being for gossip.
That was hilarious.
Uh-huh.
To immediately admitting that they're there to gossip.
I mean, I could also say my least favorite part canonically was Sandgorse.
Yeah, and also the continued bullying.
The bullying is starting to annoy me, like, more than Sandgorse, because Sandgorse is, like, so obviously in the wrong. Shrupa, like, no one's even doing anything about it.
Yeah. At least, like, you could say other cats are just, like, saying, oh, well, that's a family issue. I'm not going to get involved in that. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.